Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we're going to be continuing our top 5 hero series, guys. Now this, of course, is going to go with the Hypos or the Hypogeans. Looking at the top 5, coming in at number 1 is Mortis. Now he is an exceptional hero, buffs. We are still seeing him in the Cursed Realm, the Treasure Scramble, seeing him in the Nightmare Corridor, still seeing him in all game modes, which is the reason he comes in number 1. Now big thing with him, guys, he just needs a plus 20 signature item. That is the optimal build for this hero. So it is a very, very basic build. Now you can build him out a little bit further again if you want to. I put a little bit of engraving on him, but again, there's not really a huge driving force behind building up any further than really doing that plus 20 signature item. I also did put the furniture on it. Again, there's not a big point. A lot of times you will add Mortis in a formation. He will die out very fast after he buffs 1 or 2 heroes, but even in most game modes, as long as you have him built up to at least probably the mythic level is where a lot of people build him to get him that plus 20 signature item. That is really all you need. Again, reason he is coming in number 1. Now, number 2, of course, is the big girl, which is Matria, guys. Matria, of course, the Awakened Heroes. Now, she is the key to a lot of formations. If you do not have Matria, a lot of those formations do not exist in their entirety, meaning she is really, when it comes to the hypo formation within the Treasure Scramble, even some utilization within the game mode, the SP effect that she has, and also the heroes, the other hypo heroes that are built around her, are the only reason. Again, if you do not have her built, she is not used in formation, she is not used, and that formation literally does not exist. Now with her, guys, plus 30 signature item, absolutely, because you want to unlock all of her skills and abilities. So making sure that the plus 30 signature item is built, as well as this 9 of 9 furniture, guys. She can resurrect 3 times, which is awesome, for every celestial or dimensional hero on the battlefield. Damage dealt by her cataclysmic flame is increased by 10%. So again, depending on the team that you're fighting, especially with the celestial or the dimensional heroes, massive in PvP when it comes to the Treasure Scramble. Now looking at the engraving, we actually take her to a 68. So focusing on the haste, the insight, the attack, which is right here, guys. So there is the attack, but the haste, the insight, which is right there, and then the magical pierce, which I believe is in the second one of these right there, guys, these two. So that takes her to the 68. So there's actually the 5 that you get out of here with the attack, 6, 7 right there, and then number 8 right there with the tenacity and the insight. Takes her to that 68. And the reason, again, she comes in as number 2 for the builds. Now, number 3, of course, it is going to be Lucila, guys. Now, overall, super effective in a lot of different game modes. Also super effective when you're running her with Liberta. Does require, again, a considerable build out with the plus 30 signature item in here. This is the really, really big part of this hero, guys. The silhouette will appear using normal attacks. This effect can be triggered every 2.5 seconds. This is the one that kind of duplicates her. Now looking at the build is a 9 of 9. So you do want to pull the 9 of 9 furniture. I haven't built her out to that point, but the 309, so the plus 30 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture. And then for engraving, you're looking at a 65. So 65 is just straight up this attack node being built out. This is going to buff her attack. This is going to buff her haste. So again, a little bit more of a basic build. You're not going to the 65, or excuse me, you're not going to the 67, the 68, or even the 80 in here, but just taking the attack a little bit higher to build out Lucila. Now again, a lot of different game modes, including the Cursed Realm, the Nightmare Corridor, the Treasure Scramble, that she's absolutely being utilized, as well as the Hypo Tower, which makes her the number 3, guys, to really build in here. Number 4, we get into our Kneesaa and Rook. Now, unfortunately, they're seeing a lot less build and a lot less utility that we've seen. But again, super effective still in a lot of different game modes. Now, the build out on Kneesaa and Rook is a plus 30 signature item. Absolutely, guys. Because of this bottom here, Howl and Fury and Cage Fury can also chain enemies. That is the chain, guys, because of course you want the energy disintegration. Now, furniture, we want the 9 of 9 in here, and it is very imperative. Kneesaa's attack reduced the target's energy by 160 points. That is massive, guys. That is exactly why players build Kneesaa and Rook, is because of that 9 of 9 furniture that he does possess. Now, when it comes to the engraving, a little more of a basic engraving on here, guys, just going to this plus 30. Before taking fatal damage for the first time, this is what gives Kniss and Rook the ability to live. The attack and defense rating go increase by 2.5 per second, up to a 45% buff, guys. That is huge with the wound reversal. And again, this is all that you have to build them. And we're building and looking at these heroes as the optimal build. And where is really the ideal place you can build them. Now the 60 you can do again. This is going to give a little bit more of a defense reduction. But again, it's some players use it. It's really kind of situational. But again, looking at the optimal build, 30930, so the plus 30 signature item, the 9 of 9 furniture, and the plus 30 engraving will work incredibly well for Kniss and Rook. Now looking at the last one, guys, coming in at number 5, it is Olgath. Now Olgath, of course, run with that hypo formation. Also seeing him in a couple other formations that is running independent, which again, similar to Kniss and Rook, not seeing used as much. But Olgath plus 30 signature item, just like most of these guys, this is really, really big with him. 9 of 9 furniture we have built out as well. Death Knell will be loaded with three of each shell at the start of battle. So Death Knell will become fully loaded at the beginning. And then for the engraving, it is a 62, so actually taking it above a little 60, focusing on the physical pierce, so the physical pierce right here, and then the haste that we have of this node. So simply just taking them from a 60 to a 62. Because remember, guys, with this hero specifically, he is a damage dealer, meaning the 30, of course, is going to be big. The 60 is going to be big. Because of the stats that we're adding to this hero, it does really, really make a very big difference. And again, looking, I mean, the honorable mention within here would probably be Lucila. Unfortunately, she has gotten to the point where, short of the hypo tower, I don't know anywhere that she's being utilized. Even sub formations, most of the time, either she is a lower tier down on the sub formation, simply because the combat rating is really not staying up. Now, with that being said, we are still seeing her in the campaign formations. But again, you can sub in a couple other variations of teams, making it very, very effective with or without Lucretia, really. But again, as the game continues, as we continue to see new heroes, even some of the regular heroes that are not Celestials and Hypogeans have a way higher combat rating than we're seeing with Lucretia. But again, at this point of AFK Arena, I probably would not build her. For a majority of players that have been playing for a little while, Lucretia is probably already done. But with that being said, guys, within a lot of the game modes, remember the buffs come from her allies dying. So when you look at the Cursed Realm and the Nightmare Corridor, most of the time you don't want your other allies to be dying, meaning she is not going to get the buffs within there, lowering the effectiveness overall that we see with this hero. All right, guys, just a recap. Number 1 being Mortis within here, definitely building out, followed by Matria. Then we do have Lucila, which is number 3, Kniss and Rook, and Olgath. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.